So I was in the shower, I was cleaning my ass and making all dirt all sparkly. Thank you, clean.
I'm not the funny one, I'm the pretty one.
Cock shots. I just checked myself out.
Candles, music, wine, and then lube up and get on top.
The glory hole's like a dick theater. I've imagined your friend.
Which means your pants had better come off. Mama needs playtime. I do this.
We're not sluts.
We just love love.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome back to another episode of By the By.
You betcha.
Yes.
I'm Bradford,
Yes, and I'm Angela.
and we have new kit.
We do. Are
New
you going
kit,
to
new
do?
gear.
Are you going to do your Bradford After Dark voice?
Hello, this is Bradford After Dark. I make everything tingle below the belt. Yeah.
I'm a little splooshy.
That's just great. I love it. Yeah, so we were fortunate enough to get a new set of microphones and a mixing board. So
Yeah.
we now sound more professional.
Well, we sound something.
We don't sound more professional.
Yeah, we're still trying it out, still learning it. So bear with us as we do so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Look, we have important things. The important things, all the small things, as they say in the music biz. So like when I come, hello, I'm Bradford,
Aww.
and this is Angela. Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
That's more like it.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, we are able to add some. I mean, look, it's important to me. It matters to me.
If it makes you feel good, then it's worth it, right?
Yes, thank you, and it does make me feel good.
That's good.
Yeah.
So along with the new microphones and the new setup,
Yes,
we also have a new cocktail that we're drinking.
we do.
It's great.
Thank you. So this is courtesy of Bon Appetit, their YouTube channel. If you don't watch them, if you're into food, into cocktails and stuff like that, definitely check out Bon Appetit's YouTube channel. They don't pay us to say that.
No, we've just been binging it during the whole quarantine period.
Yeah, I mean it is one of those things that we watch probably every night, if not every other night, maybe.
Something on it,
But
yeah.
there's always something on. But this is a Black Manhattan. So instead of sweet vermouth, it's Amaro, which is a liqueur that it's a digestive. So it's really bitter. It's kind of sweet. And it's something that makes such great cocktails. So this is 2 parts bourbon, 1 part Amaro, and a couple of dashes of bitters.
Yeah, Amaro is something that we've definitely discovered during this whole quarantine thing. You somehow got a bottle of it near the beginning, and we've almost gone through it, but it's been amazing to make cocktails with.
Yeah, so I bought it for a smoky tequila, basically a smoky tequila sour. And yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I think we need to get some more of it. Because this one in particular, I really like this.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
I need new glasses. I'm not happy with my stemware. So, but that's all right. It's all right. I'm making it happen.
Is that going to be the next thing?
That's probably going to be the next thing. Yeah. So yeah, but this is not the cocktail radio hour,
No, it's not.
but it should be.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it could be. It's not. But today is Sunday, May 17th.
Yes.
Yeah. And for those of you out there who are keeping track, this is Ida Hobbit.
Yuda Hobbit.
Ida Hobbit. International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, Interphobia, and Transphobia, which is, it's very important.
It is a very important day.
And it's. I think it should be more of a month than a day. But I'm not gonna. I'm glad there's a day for it.
Take what we can get.
Yeah, you betcha. So everybody out there who is homosexual or bisexual, intersexual, or a transhuman, we see you. We love you.
Yes, we love you very much.
Yes.
We might like to see more of you.
You betcha. We got a message that is sort of in the Ida Hobbit kind of vein that
Okay.
we got over Instagram a couple of days ago.
And what was it?
Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
It's good. Hi, Bradford and Angela. I just wanted to say thank you for your podcast. You have helped me through a very dark place in my life, and I have arrived at a much better place than I have ever been. I was so lonely and just not okay with myself, but your openness and willingness to talk about bisexuality and your super fun adventures have helped me look at who I am and begin to accept myself and my wants and needs. I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't be open to experimenting if I had not listened to you guys talk pretty much all last year. Being from the South, U.S., I grew up with very little exposure to anything untraditional and around a bunch of super judgy people.
We understand that.
So true. Anyway, just wanted to tell you that you are making a difference in lives, and thank you for being you. So that was a message we got over Instagram. Thank you so very much to the people who sent that.
That's a really sweet message.
It was great.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that the longer we sit in quarantine and we isolate, the more that I get a little emotional when I read messages like that. So it was such a lovely message to get, and I definitely appreciate it, and don't feel bad that I may have shed a tear the first time I read it.
Yeah, it is really sweet. And it does go back to kind of why we do this, and just to get the message out there and let people know that they're not alone. And sometimes you may feel like it, but there are other people like you out there.
Yes. That was a lovely message that I got. Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear
very
that
nice.
you might have some messages over there that...
Yes, we've had a few questions and topics and things to talk about. So the first one is about body hair on men.
Body hair on men. Body hair on men. I really feel like this is going to become a musical podcast now because I really like the way I sound in headphones.
I love it.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So the question was, what's the rule on body shaving for men in the lifestyle? I really dislike shaving my chest and abdomen. It feels lovely for about 12 hours, and then it turns into a horrible, irritating mess of soreness. I trim it all very short on the balls and crotch area, but going bald just doesn't feel like a sustainable choice.
The only rule is there is no rules. There's no rules. Look, I don't know. Like, it's funny because, like, for me, I think it's a personal preference thing.
I think it's personal preference for everybody, but I think it's personal preference on the, as far as you yourself and what you feel comfortable with, and also the people that you're playing with. And if somebody that you're playing with doesn't maybe like how your body hair is, then, and that's a reason for them not to play with you, then that's probably a good sign that you shouldn't be playing with them to begin with.
Agreed.
But most people, I would say most people in the lifestyle are reasonably forgiving. It's more just about how you present yourself overall.
Yeah, if you're clean, it doesn't matter. I'm less concerned about it if you're clean. So I will say, like, for me, preferentially, when it comes to pubic hair, I like it trimmed. I don't like it free and wild. And I mean, arguably for men, it makes us look bigger because there's less hair hiding the junk.
Yeah, and I personally, I like trimmed hair, especially on guys.
Yeah.
It is nice not to floss when you go down on someone.
Yeah, I know, right?
But it also doesn't really have to be baby smooth. And in fact, that on some people can be a bit odd. It's
funny. So this is talking personal preference and what I like. For me, I like hair on a man, and on a lady, I don't care. Like, if she's completely bare, that's okay. If she's not, that's okay as well. But for a man, I don't like it when they're completely bare.
Yeah.
I always compare it to, like, when somebody says, "Oh, I have a cat," and then they're like, it's one of those Dr. Evil cats where it's hairless. It jumps out at you and you're like, "Whoa, wait, what?"
Those ones look weird, but they're also kind of interesting, aren't they?
Oh, they're fun to pet. I mean, yeah, fair enough. But when it comes to, like, let's talk about chest and abdomen, though, and back. Let's include the back.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
arguably, like, I honestly think that most men who shave their chest, abdomens, and back aren't doing it for others. They're doing it for themselves. It's what makes them feel attractive.
Yes.
Which, whatever it takes for you to feel attractive, I'm in full support of that. But I don't think you need to do that for me. You definitely don't need to do it for me to become attractive or to be attractive.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it for someone else. I mean, unless it's your primary partner and that's something that's a sticky point between you. But otherwise, if it makes you feel good, then I would say do it. But it's interesting because when I look at males that I'm attracted to, some of them have no chest hair. you.
It's true.
And some of them have a lot of chest hair, and it's, good. You can grab it, you can tug at it, you can pull, and that's kind of fun. That's exciting. And then other people do kind of trim it down a bit. And I like all of them because they're all different feels in all different ways. And so, yeah, ultimately I would say it's whatever you're comfortable with, but there is no rule in the lifestyle. And I don't think that there's an overarching expectation other than to just, whatever it is, be clean, be presentable, and just to present yourself in a good way, whatever that is. Whether it's haired, hairless, trimmed, shaved, waxed, whatever.
Yeah, I tend to agree. For me, I like my balls shaved. I don't like them trimmed. I like them like fully shaved. But part of that's the fun of the ritual and doing it. So like, I mean, I guess I'm going to say again, there is no right or wrong way to do it. It's whatever is good for you and whatever works for you and whatever you feel comfortable going out of the house in.
So you shave your balls.
Yes.
How often do you do that, or how often did you before the quarantine?
In the before 4 times. Probably weekly, or at least once or twice a week, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it get itchy in between?
No.
Okay. Because it's so frequent?
Because it's so frequent,
okay.
Yeah. So when I've shaved like the whole pubic area, this person is completely right that 12 hours it starts to get itchy. So for me, the testicle region doesn't have enough hair that it gets itchy when you.
Oh, okay.
Like I have hair, but it's not like a carpet or a rug.
Right.
So it doesn't get as itchy, but when I've shaved the pubic region, it does. It's like, it's fine for the first, I would have said, he said 12 hours. I think I would say 6 hours. And then after that, it starts getting that prickly heat kind of thing. And some of the hair is just, it's horrible and it itches and it's really awkward.
And I would put the back in the same category as chest hair as well.
Okay.
And that sometimes.
Are you calling from experience?
From my back hair? We don't talk about that, Bradford. We're not supposed to talk about that.
But I like it. It's something to hold on to when you're on top.
I know, isn't it great? And that's what I'm saying. Like it can be a good thing. And I know that some people do think that, you need to be completely bare all over, but I don't think that's true whatsoever.
It comes from watching porn. Stop watching porn, people. Or stop comparing yourself to the people in porn.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that it breaks us. Because there's nobody like back hair. There's nothing wrong with back hair. I don't mind back hair at all. Not at all. And I definitely don't mind chest hair. It's like you said, it's something to grab onto and run your fingers through. And I'm really the same way with back hair. I don't have any issues with it. If it is something that bothers you and you want to get rid of it, especially like the abdomen, the chest and the back, get it lasered.
Yeah, lasering is good.
I've had my chest, the 8 hairs on my chest, I had them lasered. I need to go back and get them lasered again because they've come back.
Yeah, lasering does take a lot of time, both in kind of the time between sessions, the cost, that kind of thing. But it is a good way to, if you're like permanently, I really don't want this hair on my body, it's a great way to deal with that.
And it doesn't itch when it comes back. I didn't find it itched when it came back. So, yeah, that's what I would advise.
And I would say as well that if the hair bothers you and you maybe don't want to laser, don't want to shave, you can always just trim it. Because a nice trim, whether it's a short trim or slightly longer trim, it still can be really nice that way. But I don't think it would be as itchy. I don't know. You can
No, it's not.
More.
It's not. As long as it's consistent. Like, and what you're saying is you're like run a set of clippers over it, so all the hairs are around the same length. And then I don't think it's as itchy.
Okay.
Me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is no rule.
No rules.
No rules. Just make yourself happy. Make your partners happy.
You betcha.
And don't be itchy and icky and sore. That's not good because that's not going to put you in a good headspace.
Agreed.
So whatever makes...
And honestly, I'd rather, like, when somebody drops their pants or takes their shirt off or whatever, I'd rather see hair than a bunch of irritated bumps.
Agreed. Yes. That's very true.
So, like, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Awesome.
Next.
So the next one was, I think it was more of a... hey, this is out there kind of thing, but also it's a bit of a question. It's on like swinger cards, like kind of I'm going to say business
like
card
business
type
card
things.
style
Yeah.
things,
Like
calling cards.
calling cards. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. And so this listener had sent us a message about basically swinger calling cards at using them at a club. And I, we have our business cards for the podcast that we take with us and we give out at clubs to people that we're potentially interested in or we want to hear from again, or if somebody's asking about the podcast. So it's kind of dual purpose for us, but our real intention in giving them out at the club is for people that we're interested in and want to contact us again.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, maybe it's a month ago, I don't know, all the time is run together. There was a whole Twitter kind of back and forth. We're not on his Twitter as much as we used to be because we just don't like a lot of the people on Twitter. But I did see, I'm a lurker, so I did see that there was a big conversation on this, and a lot of people had some really good back and forths on whether or not they thought it was a good idea, whether or not they thought it was a bad idea. I like it.
I like it, and I can see where, and I didn't see any of that, so I don't know what people said about it, but I can see where some people may think that it is a bit forward, or it may be a bit, I say this because I also call myself this, but a bit slutty, in that you're
We're
giving
not
out,
sluts, we just love love.
in that you're giving out cards.
Sorry, I wanted to hit a button.
Oh, good. But I can see where people would say that, maybe you're giving out these cards to all these people, so is anybody really special? But yeah, I think that they are. And I don't know, again, what some people would say against it, because I think it's a very good idea.
So for me, let me tell you, the setup for which I think it is perfect is, and I'm going to say I'm completely okay with the scenario with which I'm describing. We meet a couple at the club. We like them. And we are interested in seeing them again outside of the club, whether or not we've played with them at the club.
Yeah.
Then we give them the card, and I feel like right there we have put our hand out, we've opened the door, we've given them an opportunity to find us and reach out to us again in the future. We've also given them the opportunity to not.
Yes, absolutely.
And I love that. It's like, I feel like it takes a lot of the pressure off of us and off of them to say, you know what, I'm not actually interested in ever seeing you again.
Yeah, because it does allow them to either contact you or not contact you. And I think it's acceptable, because the next question would be, if you do have a calling card like this that you give out to people. And one of the other good times that I could say that it's useful is when we like there's sometimes where we're at the club and we might be talking to people and then we end up going to separate play spaces. And so we don't see them again before we leave, but at some point we find out what locker number they have.
Yes, yes.
And the lockers have the little slots in them so we can, or maybe a little crack or something, so we can slide our card in there. And so that way they've got it and they've got a way to contact us in the future. But before we leave, it's not like there's this whole, okay, what's your number? Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a lot of work, especially because we don't have our phones on us.
Yeah.
So it's that we all have to be at the locker room at the same time. So I think it's a good way to kind of get around that.
I agree. I love it. I think it's great. It works for me. And I can understand if people don't like it, but I think my favorite part about it is that the no pressure where we can give people an out.
Yeah. And as well,
if they're not interested.
Absolutely. And as far as what to put on it, you know, you can have your real names, you can have a pseudonym, whatever you want to go by, whatever you want people to contact you and how you want them to call you. That can be on there. Also, it can be, if you want it to be a phone number, it can be. For most of us, it's something like Kik, Telegram, Wire.
Right.
Like some other mode of contact that they can get a hold of us by. And it's just, yeah, it does give a really good and easy way for someone to contact if you want to. It doesn't have to be anything identifying, anything super personal. It's just, here's a way to contact us. It can be as anonymous as you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's our opinion on it. I think that is something that you should, I say invest in. You can have them printed at home. It's no big deal.
Yeah, you could definitely print them yourself, or
we've gone to moo.com and gotten ours made, but
and it's not a big investment, like you said. It's pretty inexpensive.
Yeah,
but
you get a shit ton of them for $20.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's a great idea, and I think it's a good way to also keep track of people, because sometimes we'll come home and admittedly, it gets put into the swinger go bag and when we're leaving the club, and then the next day or even a few days later you might be unpacking that and be like, "Oh, look at this. Oh, yeah." And you're kind of reliving that conversation and the times that you had with those people. And so it's kind of a nice throwback as well.
Agreed. And I think that many of the people that we see the most often, I've probably given one of our cards to, and they've reached out and contacted us. So that's nice.
And we've also had some times where a fair bit of time may go by. It might be weeks, it might be months, and then we hear from someone that we gave a card to, and they message out of the blue, which I think is great, because it can also be one of those things that, again, you stick it away somewhere, you forget about it, and then, oh, look, here's now this contact for these people. But if time goes by, you might feel weird, and you might be like, oh, I don't know if I should reach out or not. It's been a while. But I think it's great when people do that, because it just shows that you're still thinking about them even after time has passed.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to say for me, and I will say externally for us, there is no statute of limitations. If you reach out to us, we're like, oh, hey, it's you.
Yeah. I like that. Statute of limitations.
Yeah, there's none.
Nope, none.
I love it. I love it. So in Australia, which is where we is, we have started to relax our lockdown laws. So this past weekend was the first weekend where cafes are open again. And I know a lot of the folks in the States, things are fucked up, chaotic, and random, maybe? Yeah. Random? I think random.
I think random is
that's
a good
what
word.
The news are. Yes, the U.S. is coming up quite often in Australian news as we don't want to be that guy kind of thing. But we've had a few people over in the past little bit, and what's really funny, I find it's great. But we've had a lot of people over recently, over the weekend, and no play has happened.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I know, right? And
shit, we're doing something wrong.
But I'm going to argue, no, we're doing something maybe right. Because, like, my thing is, like, these people that we have over, and there's been a couple of times where, so admittedly, we have had people over during the quarantine because, I guess 2 weeks ago, Australia allowed the one family home to visit another family home. So we had a couple come over, but this weekend we've had a few more people come over and we all get together. But I'm going to say, like, the stuff didn't happen because it didn't have to happen. I think all of us are so kind of like, oh my God, I've not been out of my house in so long. I've not socialized in so long, that when we get together, it is just socializing. It's not sex. And I think that's something that's, for people everywhere to remember, that when we all get back together, it doesn't have to be like jumping right into bed. It's going back to what we've said before that we like about Our Secret Spot, is that it's a place where you can be unfiltered.
Yeah. And we've met a lot of people there, and some of these people that we've kind of socialized with here recently are people that are pants off friends, but at the same time, like you said, now this weekend, it's been just a lot of pants on socialization. It's just like, hey, look, we're around these people. We can all talk about whatever in life, and we, can share our anxieties and fears and just the happy things and the good things and what's going on and whatever. And there doesn't have to be play. And I think that's really good. And even a couple weekends, or last weekend, whenever it was that we had the other couple over.
Last weekend.
Yeah. When one family household could visit another family household, whatever that thing was. And so, they came over, and they are play friends of ours, but we did end up just sitting and chatting and talking all night. There was some cuddles and things like that.
It was cuddles and kissing and fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
But we never got to play. And next thing we know, it's 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, where did the time go? Because it was just so good to have that human connection again, and to in-person human connection, and even the touching and just the cuddling. And it didn't have to lead to sex. It was just nice to have that.
And then you fast forward to last night, where we had a couple of friends over, and we had originally had the friends over to watch a movie. And while I was making dinner, the conversation was great. It was lively. It was bumping. But I thought, oh, well, we all got together to watch this movie. Maybe I should put the movie on. And when I started to, one of the fellows was like, oh, well, like, let's just wait. Let's keep talking. I'm having fun talking. Yeah. And we ended up chatting for another hour and a half, 2 hours, just chatting. and going through dinner and chatting without watching the movie.
And I think we could have never gotten to the movie and it
Yeah.
would have been just fine.
But I think what that means is that we need to put less pressure on ourselves. As these restrictions and lockdowns lift, don't put so much pressure on yourself to jump like right into the sex. That the prelims, the play, the talk, the
foreplay.
bonding, the foreplay, it's just as important as the sex. And I think that's something that a lot of us are missing. And I think that if we immediately jump into sex with people, that we'll have that empty feeling that you sometimes have because you're unfulfilled. You're fulfilling an immediate carnal need, but you're not fulfilling the emotional need that you actually have. So my caution in not worrying, but just like be cognizant, be realist, be focused on the fact that you have other needs other than the physical fucking.
Yeah, and I would say don't be too harsh on yourself, because if you do find it hard to connect physically with people, especially because we've been in a time where we've been encouraged to distance ourselves physically from people, so it can feel a bit weird to, ooh, I'm going to touch you now, and like, or I'm going to kiss you, ooh, I don't know, like that can feel weird now when it shouldn't, but it does, and it can.
Absolutely, because
so
how we've had to block each social distancing, and suddenly you're kissing somebody else. Well, that was me and
It's
her
very taboo.
a couple of weekends ago when we were, like we saw you and him kissing, and I was like, we should probably kiss, and
like we can do this.
Yeah. And so she and I kind of looked at each other and we're like, okay, let's do this. But it's weird.
Yeah.
And it's going to be weird, I think, for a while. I'm just saying, let's be patient with ourselves.
Yeah, and don't be too hard on yourself.
No.
And if you do feel awkward about whether it is being close to people or touching people or being intimate or whatever, don't think that there's something wrong with you, because there's not.
No, not at all. We're in a completely different world right now, and we're going to feel weird about doing normal things, I think, for quite a while.
Well, even just today, we were taking the puppy to get groomed because, he needed a haircut.
Yes, follow Pip the Floof on Instagram.
Yes, he's so adorable, such a cutie. So we were taking him to get groomed, and for part of the walk to the groomer, we were on one of the main streets here in the area, and there were a lot of people out, and it's not more than would have been on any other day before the whole COVID thing happened. But now it's like, oh my God, there's too many people. This feels weird. I'm uncomfortable. I want to be off of the main road. And so it's like, how can we take back streets and get there? And it's weird because I'm a very social person typically, and I don't mind people being around. I like people. But now it just does feel weird to have so many people around. And I think it's going to take a little while to get back to what it was before.
I agree. You look at everybody and you're like, everybody's a carrier. And it's not true.
And realistically, that's not true, or at least not here anyway.
But you do have that feeling. So yeah, give yourself a break. Don't stress yourself out. And
yeah, love yourself.
Yes, as you love others.
Yes.
Do you want to take a quick commercial break?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's do that.
Angela,
Yes.
do you like sex toys?
I love sex toys.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you wish you could have more sex toys?
Always.
Do you wish you could have a sex toy at 50% off?
That's even better, yes.
With that sex toy, do you wish that you could have 6 videos on demand that you could watch and use these sex toys with?
Absolutely.
With that 50%
Oh my God,
off
it gets
sex toy
better.
and the videos on demand, do you wish that whoever you purchase these sex toys from would just throw 6 items in there? Maybe something for you, maybe something for me, maybe something for both of us.
That would be amazing.
I
Can
know.
that happen? Is that a thing?
It does happen.
Yeah.
And you know
And
how
where
it
does
happens?
it? No. How does it happen? Where does it happen?
If you Google or type in
Yeah.
in your Google box adamandeve.com,
Okay.
you'll go to adamandeve.com, find an item that you like, put in the coupon code BYTHEBI, BYTHEBI. You get all that. And the one thing that turns you on more than anything else.
Free shipping.
Free shipping.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so if you go to adamandeve.com and you use the coupon code BYTHEBI, that's BYTHEBI, you'll get everything we've already talked about,
Yeah.
and that should make you happy.
Yay. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, easy orgasms for you, easy orgasms for your partner,
And all kinds of fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's do it. All right.
Yeah.
To the internet.
Welcome back.
Did you miss us?
Yeah.
We have an interview coming up that was another X Award winner. This young lady was the winner for Best Bucks Night.
Yep, Bucks Party.
Bucks Party, yes.
Which, for those of you not in Australia, it is a bachelor party.
Yes.
So here they have Bucks and Hens nights as opposed to bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Which I'm not sure which one I like better. I think I like the animalisticness of a Bucks Night.
I think I like Bucks and Hens. Yeah.
And I'm going to admit that I really didn't follow her on Instagram before. I do now, and I always will.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, you should. Definitely.
She's stunning woman. So much fun to talk to, so intelligent and great. Like, I'm so excited to meet her in the face-to-face once these crazy times are over and she is back on Australian soil.
Also,
yes.
Just as a side note here to derail for a moment.
Yes, please.
Since the Swing Set Takes Desire is not happening in 2020, it's now postponed to 2021.
Yes.
We will likely be able to make it to the X Awards and meet all of these people in person that we couldn't last year.
That's right. So,
which is exciting.
Look, I think it's funny that you bring it up this way. Yes, Desire 2020 with Swing Set Takes Desire 2020 is officially postponed.
Very sad.
It till 2021. So if you were looking forward to that, as we all were, they have very wisely postponed it to next year. And there are still a lot of things that are going on in the U.S. swinging wise that, in my humble opinion, should be canceled until 2021. But, you do you, but you take care of you is my advice. So if you were planning on going to these things, like just think about your own health and safety and the safety of those around you. We're only as strong as the weakest in our group.
Yes, exactly.
So unfortunately, Swing Set Takes Desire has been postponed, but that does mean, on the bright side, Angela looking on the bright side, we are going to the X Awards this year, whether nominated or not. We're going to be there.
Yeah.
So we will definitely be there. So looking forward to it. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. And so that way we'll get to hopefully meet some of these people in person that we've only talked to on the phone. And I hope that Riley Rose is there.
You betcha. I'd like to.
Yes.
So, spoiler alert for this conversation, we talk about dancing, and I would love to spin her around the dance floor and have Angela spin her around the dance floor and have her spin me around the dance floor. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy our conversation with Riley Rose.
And we're speaking here today with Riley Rose, who was one of our X Awards winners this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You won for Bucks Night, right?
Yes, I did. What an award.
That's amazing. So, and for our American listeners, it took me forever to realize what a Bucks Night was. That's the bachelor
That
party.
is the bachelor party, yeah. Yeah. The last hurrah.
Yeah, they call them Bucks Nights and Hen Nights.
Yes, the last hurrah. Aw, boo.
Yeah.
Hey, but if it's going to be your last hurrah, what a way to go.
Absolutely. Gosh, yeah, you make some memories, that's for sure.
I love it. So you won for Bucks Night 2019. Were you able to go to the award ceremony?
Yes, I was. Yeah, I was. I was fortunately there for the Sexpo weekend, which they tied in as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was great to be able to attend as well. Yeah, it was fantastic. And you know what? It was a fantastic night.
That's what I was going to ask. We're so jealous because, of course, we were traveling overseas at the time. But everybody we talked to tells us just about how amazing of a night it was.
Look, it wasn't like a normal awards show. It was like it was an awesome place for networking. That's for sure. But it wasn't set up very formal. So we had a fantastic night. I spent half the night on the dance floor and everybody was able to mix and mingle and have a drink and this and that. Whereas usually on a awards night, you're seated at a table. So you generally only talk to, if you have to, the people around you.
Right.
So it was a lot more free and a lot more easygoing.
That's so awesome. So what was your highlight of the night? I mean, other than winning, of course.
No, just meeting, it was such an eye-opening experience. I didn't realize that, I mean, I'd not been to an awards show like that, of course, and didn't realize the sort of repertoire that the industry has. And it was just so cool because we had performers and people felt at home. So it was a lot nicer to sort of learn a lot more about those people as individuals. Because, of course, when you're in the industry, you're doing your own thing and you don't often get to see all these things. So the highlight for me was meeting so many people from the industry and actually keeping in contact with them as well. But of course, the dance floor.
I love it.
Jay had some pretty good beats happening, and I just couldn't stop grooving. Hey,
that is great. And it's funny because you mentioned that, like the networking aspect of it. So many people we've talked to have said how great that was, and it's becoming very clear to us. And I think we probably knew it just from our dealings with going to Sexpo and whatnot. Is how rarely people in the adult industries ever really cross-pollinate and talk with one another and get to learn more about each other's daily lives and what work looks like and what they do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it was just so nice to still be able to and feel like you could walk up to somebody and talk to them. It was just a very nice vibe. Easygoing, yeah.
That's cool.
Easygoing vibe.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I do think we sometimes forget how difficult it can be to network sometimes, especially if you're all working in different areas and in different
Well, it's a job category that self-isolates because much of society is frowning upon it, so we end up isolating. It's like basically what we are now.
Yeah, of course.
So
that was awesome.
How did you get into? Do you do the Bucks Night? So let's talk a little more about that. Do you do the full planning of it? Or do you do only the entertainment portion? And then also, how did you get into this? Because it sounds amazing.
Okay, so I got into it. Actually, I am a stripper to start off with. That's my usual occupation is stripping, of course. But I started to get into the Bucks Night because I saw one of my first sort of jobs in a club. I got hired out to do a boat function. On that boat function, we were attending a Bucks party, and I've always had this fascination with going to a Bucks Night and having a Bucks Night, and because women don't often get to have the big stripper thing, like the female stripper thing, and the big wild sort of night. Female ones are like, let's sip out of dildos and dildo straws and that kind of thing. So I always have had this big fascination around the Bucks Night, so I've always wanted to attend one. Well, on this first job I had, I was able to go on this boat party for a Bucks event. On that Bucks event, we were supposed to talk to sort of buddy up with the guys and entertain the guys for the evening. But we had one girl which we picked up, and she came on the boat and she did a show, a Bucks party show. She was a showgirl in front of us. And I guess I was supposed to be, chatting to the guy beside me, but I completely just zoned out, and I was so taken aback by this girl. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. I want to be doing that. So I had this fascination with it, I guess. So I started to, ask questions and start to learn a little bit, and it just organically happened, I guess, that I sort of fell into that because that was part of my interest.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
That sounds like fun, yeah.
Yeah, so now I get to sort of go around, and I don't create the whole Bucks show. I mean, I get hired out to be a part of the Bucks show, and generally it'll be on the last evening or at the very start of it to sort of get people a little more comfortable. Because, in Bucks parties, there's sort of a lot of people that don't know each other, that know the groom. There's also, so sometimes I get hired to sort of set the scene and be the life of the party and sort of navigate that kind of uneasiness that they have between each other. But often I'll be at the end of the Bucks sort of celebration and be able to do a big show, big finale kind of thing, which is, mostly entertainment.
Cool. Yeah. That sounds great.
I never actually plan the show. I'm there as an entertainer. Yeah.
Cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. Do you ever get the chance to be like the entertainment at the beginning of the Bucks Nights or at the end of the Bucks Nights? And do you have a preference on which one?
Yeah, absolutely. So generally how I would step into a Bucks night would be to go and do like a waitressing, sort of be in a waitressing position at the start, so that the guys get to know me. And then, of course, we have a show. So I do mild to wild shows. I do prefer to do them at the end of the night, because then after the show, guys can be quite intense afterwards, because they're so in amazement with the quite clingy. So you get a bit of a fan group. So I do prefer to do it at the end. And also, people have had a couple to drink, so they tend to enjoy it a lot more, and a lot more sort of okay with being a little bit more free and able to have a little bit more fun. Usually I'll get hired on as a waitress to begin with, and then at the end of the sort of shift, I'll do a show and get out of there.
Cool. So you mentioned earlier about the Bucks nights being like the one last hurrah before people get married.
That's the one.
So is that still like, that just makes me sad, because I always feel like that means that whoever you're marrying isn't going to be as stimulating as this Bucks night. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know what? In the next 6 months, after they've had enough being a good house husband or a housewife or whomever, they can come back and come for seconds. No, to be honest, I think it's just an excuse. A lot of people, I do see them again, whether their wives would like to hear that or not. But it's just a good excuse, and it makes a good excuse for people to come together on one thing. So it is kind of like a last hoorah, but it's not just a hoorah, it's making memories. So what the people are wanting is somebody to make that one night memorable. And basically that's my job, is to just make memories and make fantasies and that kind of thing come true, because there is a lot of stigma around having the best Bucks night, and the stripper especially at the Bucks parties. So if they're not very memorable and they've spent all this money on something that is just as good as the neighbor next door, it's not so fun. So the object is to make memory and have a lot of fun. And just have a good night.
So have you ever done like non-Bucks parties? Like, so we'll say like an anniversary party or just a random party.
Absolutely.
Or like hens nights? Do you ever get to go to hens nights?
Oh yeah, love them. Yeah, hens nights are fantastic. Hens nights are just as fun. You gotta sometimes wear earplugs because the girls like to scream. Hens nights are a lot of fun. But yeah, there's a whole lot of things. I mean, I do birthdays.
What about divorce parties?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Heaps of divorce parties.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, people just want to have fun and sort of forget about things for a night. So that's my job, is to provide the entertainment.
So
yeah, but anything, really anything. 21sts even.
Awesome.
Yeah. Events
from 21 to 101. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. Where are you based out of? Are you based out of Melbourne?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am based out of Sydney predominantly.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you got next Sydney. Time when we're all can be unquarantined, we'll just have like a Thursday.
Thursday party.
Thursdays.
That sounds brilliant. Yeah, that sounds absolutely nice. I'd love to have a nice mojito in the sun.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. No, yeah, so Sydney, I travel a lot though. So I often visit Queensland, which I work with Delicious Entertainment. I think you might have had her on to speak a wee while ago.
Yes.
So I work with them. I work down in Melbourne also, but and in Canberra. I also head over to Adelaide, so I'm traveling quite a lot of the time, but that's what I love about the job, is because I can do that, and it makes for a lot more fun.
That's great. So winning the X Award, I mean, I know we're now in a time where it's probably hard to do the work that you love to do, but has it been something that you were able to leverage to create more work and build the excitement?
Yeah, absolutely. So I like working in clubs as well. I don't limit myself to private events. So it's a lot more fun at the club with the big DJ sort of introducing yourself as the Bucks award winner for 2019.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it feels really good. So that's also sort of some leverage there. It's just creating a little bit more awareness. And a lot of people, they want to hire a stripper for their buck show, but they don't really know what it sort of comes with. So it's just creating more awareness. And I guess how I've leveraged having the award is just trying to get the thing out there that, yep, this is what we do, this is how it runs, and that kind of thing. But it's great sort of letting people know I'm coming somewhere before I'm there.
Okay.
Creates a lot more interest.
Yeah.
So I just find this whole thing fascinating because, like you said, a lot of people maybe don't really know what to expect when it comes to a Bucks nights and hens nights and things. But we all see on movies and on TV what it quote unquote should be, but yet at the same time it can be something very different in person.
Yeah, it is what you make of it. I think there's my job is to make your party fun and to be a part of the entertainment and to provide you with the best sort of fantasy of that you see on the TV.
Yeah.
So it is. I mean, people might like different things. For example, a sexy cop or a firefighter or a tradie or a...
oh my God, you get to dress up as well.
Yeah, so I get to dress up and just become a sort of character and include everybody into this big fantasy thing, which is really cool.
What are some of your most fun fantasies to fulfill for people?
Oh, I love sexy sailor. I love being a cheeky little sailor. Or a cop. The cop is one of my favorites for sure because there's so many tools you can use. You can use like the baton for whacking somebody or the handcuffs. Yeah, there's a lot more like...
I know what I want for my birthday.
Things. Yeah. Yeah, no, the cop would have to be one of my favorite things, yeah.
That's cool.
But the sailor will get nice and wet. Yeah, because, rough seas.
That's right.
And
what was the joke from the British show Seaman Stains?
Yep, exactly.
Oh my God, that is so great. So how long have you been doing Bucks Nights?
Probably for the last 2-3 years. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Only took 2 or 3 years in order to be winning the best award. That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's lovely to be recognized for work. I mean, it's so funny when you sort of start these things. You don't really know of awards like this.
Right.
So it's cool to be doing something that you love and that you work hard at and try to do your best at, and to be recognized for that as well. I think a lot more people should be recognized for what they're doing, because there's a lot of people that work very hard, especially in this, everywhere in this industry. Yeah, but it's really nice to have that acknowledgement, and also it creates a lot more awareness, which is what I sort of said before.
Yeah, and I think it's great, and I think you're absolutely right that being recognized for the hard work and effort that you put into it is it's great. And that's what you should be. So very much congratulations.
Thank you.
And we hope to actually get to see you perform at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, let's have some fun.
Absolutely.
And if we can all get down to the X Awards 2020, we'll see you down there too.
We'll see you on the dance floor for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. You'd think that I'd get sick of, having a dance and having a boogie, but if there's a good DJ on, you'll see I'll spend the night on the dance floor.
That's us as well, between the dance floor and the bar.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
I love it.
That sounds great.
Well, thank you so very much for taking some time out this weekend and chatting with us. Once again, congratulations. It's super exciting, and I can't wait to meet you face to face at some point. But do you want to tell people how they can find you, and then we'll also put these details in the show notes.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm contactable via Instagram. My Instagram name is Miss MS. Riley Rose, RHYLEEROSE. I also do private bookings via private email, which is the same as my Instagram name, Miss RileyRose@gmail.com. I will be having a website up soon, but you'll have to contact me through my Instagram to find out more about me launching that later.
Excellent. Thank you so very much. And
yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. It was really great to speak to you, and definitely wish you the best
guys.
of luck in X Awards for 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll see you there. We'll have a good night. No, it should be good. Take care with this coronavirus as well.
Oh, yeah, I know,
Absolutely.
right? Thank you, too.
Come back.
So that was our lovely chat with Riley Rose. It was so good to talk to her. She's so lovely.
I love the New Zealand accent.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fush and chops. Get your dandles on, mate. We're going tramping.
It doesn't sound as good when you do it.
No, I'm terrible. It's
No,
not
no.
like
We need to leave it to the Kiwis. Let them do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
fair enough. And we very much hope to enjoy Kiwi soil here in the not too distant future. So hopefully that travel bubble will open up and we can fly over there for
The Trans-Tasman bubble.
we can fly over there for a nice long weekend.
Hopefully. I love New Zealand. It's a
I
great
love
place.
New Zealand. Yeah. So thank you so much to Riley Rose. That was such a fun conversation. And I'm thinking for my birthday that she needs to come to our secret spot and do a
I think so.
do a sexy dance.
And by then, everything should be opened up, and we can likely arrange this.
So, and you've never
We're gonna
seen
work on
me.
this.
You've never seen me with a dancer.
That's very true.
I'm so embarrassed. Like it's horrible. It's like imagine your great grandmother at the Olive Garden when they come out to sing at her. It's like that, only worse.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just saying.
All right. I'm curious to see this. We're gonna have to make this happen.
No, I don't. I
know what we're doing for your party now.
I really want to, but it's like at the same time, I'm like,
So you become like a little teenage boy.
I'm
basically?
worse. I'm worse.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you dancing for me? I'm not worth you.
Aww.
Yeah, it's great. So yes, thank you so much to her. We will be in contact about my birthday. Promises. Yeah. So is there anything else you want to talk about on our new system?
I think we've covered a fair bit for today.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
pretty-
save anything else for the next time.
Next time. So all right. Well then, thank you so much. I'll do this in Bradford After Dark
Okay,
voice.
here we go. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you very much to my beautiful co-host, Angela, and the lovely guest, Riley Rose, as we discussed all the sexy things that go on in our beds and your beds and every bed in between. If you want to email us, you can email us at theatomsoflove@gmail.com, or you can find us on all of our socials. We are at By the By Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Want to support us? Want to get some cool, sexy gear in your inbox? Well, then just go to patreon.com/bythebybpodcast and you can support us and all the wonderful, sexy things that we do. That's how you can get your hands on some cum rags and the password to our website, www.bytheby.com.au, where you can see us in video and see our bylogs, all the sexy things that we post on our website. How's that?
Well done. Yeah. I feel like we should have done this a long time ago because fuck, I'm turned on right now. So listeners out there, if you're also turned on and if you actually listened this far, please let us know.
Oh my God. That was fun. It's just great. I've always wanted a microphone like this. This is how I imagine I sound, and I know I don't. Like when you hear me in real person, I like face to face, I'm much more of a golly. But on this microphone, I sound so sexy.
Yeah, you do.
Just love it. Yeah. So, also, if you want to go and get yourself some sexy toys, of course, some geeky sexy toys, go to geekysextoys.com. They are friends of ours in up there in the Queensland area. They make all kinds of cool, sexy, like weird shit.
A lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, like from a TARDIS paddle to a D20 ball gag to a lightsaber dildo. They really make it all.
Yeah.
And when you purchase that stuff, they do ship internationally. But you can enter the code By the By and get 5% off. So yeah, go check them out. They've got some fucking awesome stuff.
Fun stuff. Yeah,
I love
definitely.
it. Yeah. Do we have anything else we want to say?
No, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week where we'll be in your pants again.